Hey folks, welcome back to Middle Nebraska here at Markelly Farm. What a difference a week makes. We've got some beautiful weather, going to be in the 60s, which is very, very uncommon for January here in Nebraska in the Midwest. So let's take a look around and see what changed in just a week. You can see the homestead here coming up. We're coming back from coffee. You can see there's a whole lot less snow coming in. And down here where we clean the culverts out, it's a good thing we did, because we got a lot of water coming down. But we'll show you there. You can see all the water comes down out of this field. Comes from way back there. Comes running down, clear down to the corner, way down there, and comes all down through here. Oop, Brandy saw me. She's coming out to say hello. It's me, Brandy. What are you doing, girl? I got her. You can see right here is where we dug that culvert out last week. So there was room for the water to go. It's been frozen overnight. But as soon as we thaw out again today, this will be running through here pretty hard. You can see that the water cleared all that snow that I left in the culvert. But without this being open, this whole area out here would be flooded. You can see the creek over here running on the other side that's usually dry. You can see the huge difference in the front yard here. Now our biggest problem when things melt down is the driveway. I learned first year we lived here to push all the snow down this direction. If I push snow this way and leave piles up here, the water runs down here forever and keeps this driveway so wet. But over the next couple of days, this driveway will dry up pretty quickly. Now all the water coming down through here comes down right through here. I have to do a little cut here to get the water to run out this way. Otherwise, it just keeps running down the driveway all the way out across the road and even causes problems out there on the road. You see the guineas are awfully happy this morning. Noisy little buggers. Now I also had to dig a little trench here, and it was hard because the ground was still pretty frozen, to get this water to run off this way to stop it from also going down the driveway from this side over here. But it's since stopped running, so I can fill this back in here. But we had quite a little puddle out here in front of this little snow pile 2 days ago. Driveway gets a little nasty here with the water running out. That's why we don't want the water running out the driveway. Might have to do some kind of permanent fix to keep that from happening, because if the water's not running out here, it doesn't get too bad. Now the county, in their infinite wisdom, right before we had the warm temperatures, came down here and bladed our road and dug it way too deep, trying to fill this in with gravel. They moved a bunch of loose dirt over here, and then as soon as we had the melt, everything got squishy. So right here in front of our mailbox is all rutted up. And then I came out here with the tractor the other day and kind of smoothed this out because it was drying a little bit quicker. So this is starting to pack down again. But this is going to have to dry up over the next couple days, and then I can get this corrected. I did see the grader coming out this way on my way home today. So if he gets in here, he's just going to make a bigger mess. But you can see how the water comes out of our property here down our driveway, runs out through here and then across the road, which makes this part of the road all nasty wet. So I try to stop the water as quick as I can. Now the other thing the county did when they came by blading snow, which a lot of times they don't need to, but they do anyway. they left a big berm of snowbank right here on the end of my driveway, which I wasn't very happy about. It wouldn't take much for them to back up, straighten their blade, and push that over here so we can still get it out of our driveway. Luckily, I was home and I was able to get the tractor out and bust through that snowbank to where Kelly, when she got home, she'd be able to come through. But whenever they blade snow, they dig too deep and they bring all the gravel off the road onto the edge of the road out here. So when I pushed all that off, you can see the gravel that was in that snow. So now I got gravel all down here in my grass where it's not supposed to be. And we'll have to rake some of that out before we can mow, because it'll be slinging rocks all over the place. But that's what we deal with. I mean, we're fortunate to have the county come by and blade the road when it's necessary, so Kelly can get to work and we can get to town and stuff. But sometimes I wish they just made better choices, but it is what it is. Once again, folks, think long and hard before you want to get guinea hens, because that's what you're going to have to deal with. Let's go down and check out our other culvert down here. Here's our cow tunnel we dug out the other day. A little better look at it. You can see clear through to the other side. It's a lot bigger than what it looked like in the last video. I usually come through and I burn these weeds out of here. It needs to be done again once it dries up. But our other culvert over here is showing itself over here. Now there's not as much water here. There's a little bit standing down in here. But all this water coming down is probably subbing underneath this snow here and going down into that culvert. That's why everything's kind of melting down there. But I wanted to do this just in case we got the big flood come through here. We got fortunate we didn't get the rain to melt the snow, but we've got warmer temperatures, which is working out a lot better because it melted a lot slower and doesn't cause any problems. Now Saturday, today is Wednesday, Saturday they're forecasting an inch of rain, but we're going to have 50s and 60s degrees until then. So a lot of this snow is going to be gone, and whatever's left is not going to cause a huge problem. You can see the hillside up top is pretty much already clear of snow. It's just down here in the bowl by on the homestead here where we have an issue. And even that drift right there has gone down probably 3 feet since our last video. So things are coming together here. I came up to see if the bees were poking their heads out because it's about 45 degrees, but they're probably still a little too cool for them. Maybe I'll check out here this evening when it's 60. They'll probably for sure be crawling out. And that's pretty nice. I mean, usually this time of year you wouldn't see them. But they can come out and get some water, do whatever they want to do, fly around a bit. See the rest of the place here from up on the hill a little ways. This is our property fence here. What do you know? Those guineas shut up for a minute. Garden still snowed over, but here's the swale where the water comes down through here. From this vantage point up here on the hill, you can better see that basin down in there, how it could collect a lot of water if there was any type of flood or anything like that. And this is the area here where we did a lot of dirt work. You can see how we've got a slope down from the barn now. So if we ever were to get a flood and that area behind the dam filled up again and spilled over, if it ran through the garden instead of going into the barn, it'll come right through here and down this hill where it needs to go. And then plus with the new, we cut a lower area up there on that side of the dam. So if that did fill up, it will eventually run into that swale and down there behind the apple trees. So we've made quite a lot of improvements for the next time. Crossing our fingers. Someday it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. I came out the other day, since we were past the storm and the really high winds were gone. I kicked the windmill loose. You see the tail is folded out now. So if we get some wind, it'll spin and it'll oil itself. And after it gets a good oil bath inside that gear motor, we'll shut her back down again, especially if there's a storm coming in later. And I'm a little worried about our fruit orchard here with this unseasonably warm weather. I don't want them to start coming out of dormancy early, because that means they'll push blooms and then we'll get another freeze and it'll kill all the blooms and we won't get any fruit on any of the trees that we can get fruit on. But I do need to come down here and prune here fairly soon. There's not many trees I'm going to prune, but these 2 apple trees will top, and then the peach trees will start to shape. But the pluots and the plums and the pears, we're pretty much going to let them go this year. I apologize again about them guineas, folks. Here's Cat and the girls out here. Cat's our rooster. But they come out of molt just fine. They're beautiful birds. And they're starting to lay more eggs now because the days are getting longer. So we're starting to get more eggs. I even had to buy a dozen eggs there during the bitter cold snap we had here a while back. But they're thriving out here in Kelly's bulletproof chicken yard. See, we got a little pond going back here. Now, if this water gets too high, it goes underneath a little culvert here and goes to the other side. And then there's that little cut we were talking about over there where the water will flow out that direction instead of over the hill here. But we've got a brush pile to burn. I need to straighten up our totes here. I'm gonna make a couple raised beds out of these IBC totes, but we'll eventually get that done. But here's the bowl here, up here above the garden. I made a little road on top of that dam. There wasn't one there before we moved in. But no water down in this area. When we had the big snow last year, when it started to melt, we had kind of a lake down there in the bottom. But most of the snow on the hill is gone. That's the big trailer we bought, I think last year at an auction. There's work to be done on that. And a whole bunch of other welding projects we need to get done once we can get back in the shop. We've got some overhanging branches we need to come through with our work platform on the front loader and trim off some of these that are in the way for when we come back here and brush hog this area. You can see it's a lot higher over here where we weren't able to go through there. But we'll get that taken care of soon enough. There's a look at the garden, still asleep under the snow, waiting for the spring thaw. And we'll get this greenhouse going and get some seedlings going. We still have some fairly good sized drifts here in the backyard. We're still 3 foot deep out there, and then got this big snow berm here that's probably a good 3 foot deep, and this stays shaded a lot of the day because the west side of the trees here shade all this out, so it'll melt at a lot slower rate. And then where it blows around the grain bin, it stays clear here, but you get a little snow drift here around the sides. But it's disappearing quick. First time in my favorite chair this year, up here underneath the quince tree. Look what's behind me there, Dave. There's the John Deere birdhouse you got for us. Hung it up in the tree. But I love sitting up here and looking out over the homestead. Especially after I've done some work out here, this is my favorite spot to sit and just chill out for a while and enjoy the peace and quiet. As long as the guineas aren't up here running around me squawking. There's another welding project there, that wagon that we're going to use in the parades this coming year when we get the cub working. Well, I hope you enjoyed our little update here on the homestead today, showing you is unseasonably warm weather. And I must admit, I kind of enjoy it, but it's kind of nice when everything's still frozen and we don't have the mud. Because this won't be the end of the snow this year, I don't think, or the weather, to where we won't get any more mud. So we'll have to deal with mud more than once this year. So I'm going to roll on inside. Kelly's home today on her regular day off during the week. So I'll visit with her for a while, and then I have my mentoring session up at the high school I need to go to. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you guys. We're hoping you're getting some good weather also. Come back and see us here on Markelly Farm.